The Addams Family series is one of my favorites. The first movie, if I made a top 10, I'd probably put it in there. Besides the monsters, there's nothing really like it. It's such a bizarre concept. Can you imagine, especially in the 90s, where we have kids trying to kill each other with bowling balls, guillotines, and electric chairs, embracing death, digging up corpses like they're on a picnic, sorcery, witchcraft, Gomez Addams' love for his wife. You can't beat that kind of dedication. The casting was so perfect. You need people who can deadpan talk and do the craziest things you could think of, like if you were vacuuming your carpet, pull off insane dancing, and even not showing emotions. The first film was a hit. You had Christopher Lloyd just coming off the Back to the Future films, and he turns into this weird, confused, bald guy named Fester. You don't even know how to feel. Do you hate Gomez and Fester? Do you like them because they keep trying to kill each other? Or just laugh at the absurdity? It was the first film I saw from Barry Sonnenfeld. I don't get how he mixes dry humor without having the story collapse in a laughingstock. I always wanted to see him direct a Marvel movie. So what happened with the second film? It seems Sonnenfeld is cursed with second films. He gets that big hit, everyone panics, we gotta make a second one, and they go and screw up a character in the process. There's a lot of similarities between MIB2 and Values. It has a few major faults, but it sucks more because overall, the film, it's still solid. Film 2's story is about Gomez and Morticia having a third baby, Wednesday and Pugsley suffering at the worst camp counselors on the planet. I don't think people would care if Jason Voorhees popped in with these two. And the marriage of Fester Addams with Debbie Jelinski, who is secretly the Black Widow and is after Fester's money. There's something familiar about all this. Yeah, this is basically the same plot of the first film. Evil woman character. Check. Using Fester to gain access to Addams' wealth. Check. Except this time not dealing with that complicated maze. All of a sudden he has stocks and bonds. This would have made the first film way easier. Fester was the best character in the first film, but you don't need to use him again. Yes, Chris Lloyd was a big name at the time, but you should be moving on to other characters. Any of the other Addams could carry the second film. To be fair, the second film does expand on everyone. Well, except Pugsley. Wednesday got a bigger role, and with the new baby, Gomez and Morticia got more screen time, but everyone was still funneled down into Fester's story. I don't get why they pulled a Teen Wolf 2. Not only is this just a repeat, they reset Fester. He went through hell in the first movie. His mother was a horrible person. She underhandedly stole the Addams home, abused Fester to obey her. He was a freaking toy. You'd think he would never fall for someone like that again. Here we go again with Debbie, turning Fester's cork, marries him, tries to kill him. He's an Addams, so he's not going to die that easily. Emotionally manipulates him. You want my bosom, honey? You can't see your family anymore. And Fester goes, yeah, sure. Are you kidding me? Let's just forget what we've been through the last time. I want characters flawed and make mistakes. That happens in life. But you can't just fall for the same thing again. You might as well join the SPD Rangers. I was trying to think why the writer did this plot line. Maybe he thought that Fester would still have mommy issues so that he would always have this vulnerable side. But besides being potentially very weird and marrying a woman that's like his mother, it doesn't work. When Fester got electrocuted in the first film, his brain basically reset and his original mind and memories came back out. So his personality, when he was Gordon, was basically erased from existence. So he shouldn't have that weakness anymore. Plus, Fester wouldn't have abandoned his family like this. One of the major points of the first film was seeing how strong Fester and Gomez's family bond was. He would never cross him like this, especially after what happened. If I was Fester and took the house like I did, I'd be second or third guessing my actions for a long time. The only positive I can give it was that at least Wednesday was the one who caught on. At least someone wasn't stupid. And getting the kids out of the way by putting them in summer camp was a smart idea. It's just that the storyline shouldn't have been done. It's really annoying because if you get rid of the Fester plotline, the movie would have been fine. Like I said before, the characterization for the rest of the family was great. We got some really fun scenes. My favorite moment was the whole rant Gomez goes through in the police station. I mean, Raul Julia doesn't get enough credit. That's the charm of the 90s movies. At least the writer remembered here that Gomez loves his brother this hard. Besides this, there are a couple of other issues. One, the comedy this time around was a little more goofier, like when Morticia announces she has a baby and boom, the baby's coming out. I didn't have a problem of her just sitting there. One, she loves pain. Every freaking Addams loves pain. They basically have superpowers, and she doesn't show emotions, but she had no stomach and just went, "Oh, Gomez, I'm having a baby." That was for a dumb laugh, but at least the movie didn't get dumbed down. It still had its signature humor. Honestly, I'm surprised parents didn't go insane with this movie. You had Pugsley smoking a cigar and Gomez feeding Pubert vodka. The other issues the movie had was the pacing and the editing. It felt like the film was forced into a 90-minute time limit so that it could air on TV. There were really bad moments where things would start, then just jump to the next part of development. It's mainly a problem between Wednesday and her boyfriend Joel. The first time they talk in the torture hut, it's the beginning of the scene, time changes all of a sudden to night, and that's it. Joel just trusts them, falls in love with Wednesday, and has chain cutters from nowhere. It looked like 5 or 10 minutes of stuff was cut out. We saw the bonding moments between Joel and Wednesday, but not them talking and getting to see what they liked from each other first. Then you have Fester moving into Debbie's mansion. I'm like, wait a minute. The news report had set her up as this woman who kills her targets and disappears. But she has this huge mansion, plus servants that help her, even people that knows she's a serial killer. Things you'd see in gang movies. But she's supposed to be this one-woman operation. I think that was caused by them making fun of things. The whole movie was making fun of happy, heartwarming movies and shows. The camp was the personification of those stupid sleepover movies. All that crap that parents forced kids to do. But that probably also included tropes in other films. So you have this disconnect with Debbie's background, but I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a joke or it's bad writing. And thanks to the pacing issues with Joel and Wednesday, I couldn't buy how easily he just goes from nerdy kid to Gomez Jr. I mean, Margaret was handled better when she fell in love with cousin It. I wish Joel was treated more like the regular dude. I still want him to be the awkward nerdy kid, but the running joke the movies did with the Addams was to always put them in situations where they deal with the most annoying, cheery, happy people in the universe. I would run away from them too. He sees Wednesday, likes her weirdness, she likes his weirdness, and he shows the regular boring world so that she can see the world doesn't entirely suck, not turn into Gomez. The funny thing about Values, it didn't fail because of the rehashed plot lines, it simply fell down the memory hole. Addams Family 1 was a big hit, but some movies just get forgotten about, like Lego Movie 2. I loved the first one, it made me want to buy Lego again, but then they made the Lego Batman movie and Ninjago movie before the second one. I didn't care about those films, so I completely forgot about Lego Movie 2 when it came out. And it seems lots of people did the same thing. The second film was way less successful than the first. I still haven't seen it. The same thing happened with Values. It was several years since the first one, and there were other movies that were more important. The only good thing out of this was not hearing parents complain about the film, because if it was more popular, they would have. I'm still recommending the movie. They're still good in here. Wednesday getting her revenge on that camp. That camp was filled with characters I hated in movies. The movie making fun of all the corny things in the 90s. The kids not liking their new brother. Thing got 2 big scenes. Gomez was hilarious. And the irony about Debbie, her whole backstory was about her never being loved or getting what she wanted. She deserved to go to jail and whatnot, but Fester did love her. Fester has millions, could have gotten her whatever she wanted, and the Addams family would have been the perfect place for a psychopath to be in. If, Debbie treated people like people and not killed them, she might have had a good life. It was a bummer that there were no more Addams movie, and it was really sad when Raul Julia passed away the following year. They had planned to do a third film. The sequel didn't fail money-wise, it just wasn't that smashing hit. I would have liked to have seen where they would have went with everyone. MIB 3 improved on the second film. Maybe it would have happened here too.